Hopefully everybody will come back on. I apologize for the technical difficulties. So I've moved to a new location. So hopefully this live will not be pausing. So thank you guys for messaging me and letting me know that. So hopefully you guys can come on back into the room. And I'm going to give it just a few seconds for you guys to jump back on. And then we'll start this thing again. We'll try it again. Okay. All right. So I'll give you just a few minutes to get on. Okay, there we go. As you guys come back on, hey Patrick, how are you doing this Saturday afternoon? I'm having to restart the video over again. It was pausing, and that's okay. Those kind of things happen in life, so that's no problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I don't want the video to be long. I know it's a Saturday afternoon and people are gearing up to watch football and etc. Hey Lissy, how you doing? It's good to see you on. I'm glad you could join me. I know that you're studying, so I won't be long. We're going to jump right in. We had a few people on before, and I had to move to a new location because it kept pausing. So y'all pray that this time we'll be able to go through. We're going to go ahead and get started. All right. Let me introduce myself. I am Maxine Perkins. I am an inventor. I'm a creator. I'm a writer, and I'm a coach. I help people manage their stress and anxiety so that they can live a more peaceful life and have time for self-care. All right. And while we're waiting on people to come on, if you guys would you please do me a favor? Would you go ahead and hit the love and share button with anybody that you think needs to see this live? And while you're doing that, let me tell you guys who this message is for. Okay, this message is for people who feel like they're always busy. They're always extremely busy. Yes, Patrick. Patrick said God is in control. And of course, God got you. Amen. And my sister Barbara was able to jump back on. I'm glad to see her back on. She's at the airport. So we're going to get on and get started. So this message is for anybody who feels like they're extremely busy all the time. You're always at 100. And you feel like your life is mapped out. You know, everybody has a piece of your life. You know, your children, your husband, your spouse, or whoever it is. You feel like that, your life is pretty much mapped out. This message is for you. It's also for the type of person who feels like they've always been there for everybody else, but nobody's there for you. You've always had everybody's back, but when you need some help, nobody's there. Hey, Jess. My cousin's on, Jess. So this message is for you. And if you feel like things are never going to change in your life, it's always been the same, no matter how hard you try, this message is for you. So if that's you, just keep listening. This message is for you. I've been in all those places. I've been exhausted. I've been overwhelmed, and I just couldn't figure out, like why my life seemed like it wasn't changing. But when I start thinking about it, that most people have a couple things in common. When they're exhausted, when they're overwhelmed, when things feel like they're not working out, you've tried so many things and you're just like, hitting your head up against a brick wall. All right. So let's get to it. 3 reasons that you might be feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, and overextended. The number one reason that I think we all have in common is you keep saying yes. You keep saying yes when you should say no. You keep saying yes when you should say no. Now, I know you guys may be like me. You want to help everybody. But the truth is you can't help everybody. You may be able to help a few people, but you can't help everybody. Nobody can do that but God, right? And you're not God. So the number one reason that you may be overwhelmed, exhausted, and overextended is you keep saying yes. Okay. So, what we're going to need to do is talk about boundaries. You may be able to help that person every now and then, but, you're going to have to learn to say that 2-letter word, and that is no. You may say something like, you know what? I'm not even going to be able to do that. That's not going to work for me. And no. And then there are some people, you just got to say no. Your no just got to be it, And I find that it's always best to be truthful, because sometimes if you put a qualifier on it, if you say, well, no, I can't do that because, it's supposed to be raining that day or whatever. And then all of a sudden the sun comes out. Then you got to do it. You don't want to do it. It's always best to say, let your no be no, your yes be yes. So instead of putting a qualifier on it, you have to remember that this is your life, okay? And if you keep saying yes, guess what? It's going to eat up your time. So even for family and friends, you know what, guys? You got to say no sometimes, right? You know, that's one thing we need to do is just say no. So if you're out there watching, I want you to type in the comments, no. Just type the word no so that we can get in practice of saying no. Just type those 2-letter words. Just type N-O. I want you guys to say no. Say no. That's one of the ways you're going to get rid of some of that exhaustion and being overwhelmed, is not letting people map out your day. And then Deborah says, and don't feel bad about saying no. That's right. Don't feel bad about saying no. And the reason that people keep coming to some of us is because they know we always say yes. And a lot of times it's stuff they don't want to do. That's why they came to you. They don't want to do it themselves. So we're going to say no. That's one of the main reasons. So if you haven't typed no, that's right. I love the way my sister put 2 exclamation points. No, you're not going to do it. And if you want to give a qualifier, fine. But if you don't, your no is just no. I've heard people say no is a complete sentence. Number 2, the second reason that you may be overwhelmed or exhausted is that you have not learned to ask for help. You have not learned to ask for help. Okay. All right. And I'm sure you guys have all heard this, what is it? The squeaky wheel gets the oil. And so what does that mean? Okay. You know, back in the day, you know what? If something was squeaking, if a wheel was squeaking on a wagon, whatever, that's who got the oil. So the person that has learned to ask for help, that's who is getting the oil. And you guys, hey, Marie, that's what Marie says. She has no problem saying no. You know what? Once you master that word, guess what? You're going to have more time instantly right then when you start saying no, whether it's something they want you to do or someplace they want you to go. So, like I said, the second reason is that you have not learned to ask for help. One of the things, and I think I might have mentioned this on one of my other lives, when I was at college, and I think I told you guys about needing to pass this class, and it had chemistry and had some of everything in it, you know, which I had never even seen before. And so it was a big class, and I knew I needed that class. I was going to need that class to graduate. So I dropped it the first time. So the second time, what I did, I made up in my mind that, guess what? I was going to ask for help. So that's what I did. I went to my professor after class. I said, listen, I'm going to need this class to pass, and I need help. And so when he looked at me, he looked, like he really didn't care. I'm sure he had a lot of students besides my class because it was a big class. So then I just leaned into him and I said, listen, let me tell you what's going to happen. You can either help me, or I'm going to spend every class and I'm going to sit right in front of your desk and I'm going to raise my hand anytime I don't understand something until you help me. And I said, I don't care if the people behind me get it or not, because I need your class to pass. So guess what he did? He assigned a tutor to help me to pass that class. So number 2 is that you have not learned to ask for help. So I want you guys to write that in the comments. Ask for help. Ask for help. And Marie says, I guess that comes with age. I do have a problem asking for help. Good. We're going to get that solved today. And Barbara says, let's see, Kat Harris, jump on if you can. Oh, thank you for tagging somebody. Tag people if you can. So you were going to ask for help. So write that in the comments. Ask for help. So today we're going to say no. And number 2 or B, we're going to ask for help. Okay. You're going to ask for help. Thank you, Minister Lee. She put ask for help. And Barbara asked for help. That's right. That's number 3. Okay. Number 2. All right. And then number 3, the third reason that you may be overwhelmed, exhausted, tired, or whatever you want to call it is you don't want to appear vulnerable. You don't want to appear vulnerable, which, guys, let me help you. That's low-key pride. You don't want to appear vulnerable, and really that's low-key pride. And I say that even myself. You know, I wanted everybody to think that I could handle everything. You know, I was superwoman. I can do this, that, one thing, another. But guess what? Nobody's superwoman, right? And the longer that you continue to do that, guess what it starts to do? It starts to affect your health. It affected my health. And guess what? Pretty soon it just wears you down. It tears you down. So you know what? And I need to just clarify, asking for help, that's not being vulnerable. You know what? And telling people what your needs are, that's not being, it's not being vulnerable. You know, it's pride to say, well, you know what? I don't want people to know my business. You know what? I don't want people to think I'm weak. You know, I hear people say, I'm not going out like that. But guess what? I knew that I needed to express to my friends and family what my needs were, right? I needed to express, hey, people are coming on. I needed to express to my family what my needs were. And that's what I did. You know, I was talking to a friend, and this was a couple of years ago. She said, well, have you asked for help? I was like, no, I think they should just know that I need help. That's one of the things that we say, especially women. We're bad about want people to read our minds, you know, like say stuff, well, you know what, they should just know what I need. They see me doing this. They see me doing that. Well, first of all, people have boundaries. Guess what? And so some people are not going to cross your boundaries unless you invite them. So if you need help, guess what you got to do? You got to tell people what your needs are. You got to say, listen, I need help with this, that, and one thing and another, you know? And so that was something that I had to learn to do. You know, I needed help with mama and my sister. So I talked to my family, and guess what? My family was happy to help me. But guess what? You know, because I was out there, you know, being superwoman or whatever, until you verbalize and put it into words that you need help, people gonna let you continue to do what you're doing, right? Right? Until you ask for help. So number 3 is that you don't want to appear vulnerable, is what it is, and it's low-key pride. So we're going to start asking people for help. When we need help, we're going to ask people for help. And then as you go about doing that, you're going to start seeing some of this tiredness, being exhausted, being overwhelmed start to disappear. Because guess what? You're going to have other people that help you share the load, right? And so no more being out there being superwoman. No more being out there, you know, I got this. I don't need this. I have heard it all, guys. I have heard it all. I've heard people say, well, I don't need nobody. I can do this all by myself. I don't need a man. I can do this all by myself. I don't need. Guess what? You know what? God knew that we would need each other. Otherwise, he would have just created you and been done, right? Right. It is low-key pride. That's exactly what it is. So, but guess what? Drop all that. Drop all that. And to repeat it, what are we going to do? We're going to say no. The number one thing was we're going to learn to say no. We're not going to say yes to anything that we don't want to do. Number 2, we're going to learn to ask for help. We're going to learn to ask for help. We're going to use our words and ask for help. Deborah says, don't be afraid to ask for help. They don't know you need help if you don't ask. That's exactly right. Hey, Vera. And number 3, let's see, let's find number 3. I got my notes here. Let's see, where was it? Number 3 is that you don't want to appear vulnerable, you know. But I'm going to tell you something, guys. That strong woman mentality, because we thought that was such a good thing, all that does is just get more stuff dumped on your back. You know what I'm saying? But when you can vocalize that, you know what, guys, I need a mental health day. Guys, I want some time to myself. Guys, I have my own hopes and dreams. You know what? People will get behind you. They will get behind you, but no man, no woman is an island, okay? So we have got to stop operating like that, okay? So that we can get the help we need, so we can get some of the anxiety, the stress, the overwhelm off of us. And so that is all that I have for you guys. Again, I apologize, you know, for the technical difficulty we had earlier, but we got it all in. We got it all in. So I want you guys to go out. Hey, Lisa. I want you guys to go out and enjoy this Saturday. I don't know about you guys, but I got up and I had gotten dressed. I had on short sleeves and I had to run an errand first thing this morning. I walked outside. I was like, whoo, man, it was like just barely in the 60s. So, but now it's a nice day. So today, guys, go have that conversation with whoever you need to have the conversation with. Whoever your support system is, go talk to them, be transparent, set boundaries, say no, just say no. Tell them what your needs are. Schedule some downtime, and say a day like today can be yours. Today is one of my down days, and I've actually have the house to myself. It's peaceful and it's quiet, and I'm thanking God that I'm able to jump on with you guys, and just share in. So that is all that I have for you guys. And again, if I can be of any help to you guys, just reach out to me. And I appreciate you guys giving me a little bit of your Saturday. And so again, until next time, I'll see you guys later. All right, take care. Bye.